I see very strongly with Six of Pentacles, High Priestess, and Ten of Wands. The relationship was a lot with Harvey Weinstein, was a lot harder than we think. I mean, every week I release a video to sample what's on my Patreon. It's actually not Patreon, but it's a subscription where you get extra content and fun content. I make my predictions and so forth. So I'm releasing this for you for free. I have way other videos like this where we can learn from people in the public eye. And today we're going to talk about Georgina Chapman. She just finalized her divorce from Harvey Weinstein, the disgraced Hollywood producer. Just make sure you follow me to keep up with my daily readings. Please make sure that you like a few of my posts so that I stay in your feed. Okay, first, so I pulled up her, I meant to say, okay, great. I said, okay, first. So I pulled up her past, her present, and her future, and I have seen she is in Aries. Her birthday is on April 14th, 1976. So, seeing a lot of people say like, oh, why did Georgina marry him, and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, as somebody who generally tends to date older, I don't do it for money. So I really don't like when we assume she's a gold digger. In fact, she seems like a kind and sweet human being. It's not my job to judge her. It's God's job to judge her. But I just wanted to bring out and enlighten what we can learn and not fall into the same trap she has, and so forth. So it's very interesting to me, you know. It's always, you always question, did she know, you know, did she have any part in it? You know, people allegedly were bullied into wearing Marchesa, which is her designer. I didn't even know she was the designer of Marchesa. I remember when I still live in England, it was quite popular. Very talented designer. She has specifically, I remember there's this gold, like a yellow and gold dress that somebody was wearing on one of the red carpets. That's the only reason why I watch these awards, is for the fashion, because I love fashion. But other than that, I find them so incredibly boring. But I remember this, I think it was Scarlett Johansson that was wearing it. Somebody like that was wearing it. It was absolutely stunning and breathtaking. So she is a very talented designer. I just want to see, I just feel like we can learn from this experience. So her past in between two worlds, and very fitting, you know. I think it's also culturally, I think she had to move to the US. You know, she is British. She's actually from a similar neighborhood, an adjacent neighborhood to where I used to live, if I believe correctly. I used to live in Hyde Park. I think she is from Kensington, if I remember that correctly, in Chelsea, which is literally almost next door to Hyde Park. So I feel, sorry, Kensington's on the opposite side of the park, but Chelsea is next to, so she's from one of those two. I can hear through her accent. I see very strongly with Six of Pentacles, High Priestess, and Ten of Wands. The relationship was a lot with Harvey Weinstein, was a lot harder than we think. I mean, some of you can only imagine, but I think some people think, oh, she married into money, her life is easy. I wanted to reiterate this so many times. Money makes life more manageable, but it doesn't make life easy. When I mean manageable, it means that your bills are taken care of for the most part. You know, you can send your kids to the schools you want to and all that kind of stuff. That's manageable. But when it comes to fundamentals, taking care of yourself, how you treat others, that is a choice that all of us have to make. And I think people forget that. You know, I remember a long time ago when I used to be concerned for Britney Spears, and I used to vocalize my concern. I used to be like, she doesn't seem very healthy, and I'm really concerned about her. She's been saying, she's been crying out for help. And the majority of the response I would get is, oh, she has money, she'll be fine. It's like, what? That makes zero sense, you know? Now come to find out, even though she does have money, people have been controlling her money and so forth. So I'm so against being quick to make judgments about people we don't know. It's very dangerous, and it is not helpful to us and to anyone really. So her present over here with come to the edge, it's almost like with Six of Cups, Six of Wands, and okay, so I get the energy that a lot of men have been in her DMs, you know how they say, the cool kids say these days. A lot of people have been like proposing, not marriage, but just like wanting to date her. Six of Cups, you see how she's being given this little cup. Lots of people have been like that. Six of Wands, Pentacles, and she's going to get some people who just want to take advantage of her for her money. I have a feeling she got a nice little payout, Queen of Pentacles, and it's not my job to say if she deserves it or not. She got it in the end, and that is that. So with the future, no place like home. She might move back to England actually. She might move back to London. I can see that. And with Fire of Wands, the Lovers, and Knight of Wands. So they say she's dating that guy, what's his name, from the piano. I always get him and the Entourage guy confused. Brody. Both of their both their names are Adrian. So one of them is Brody, the other one is Ghana or something like that. Yeah, I actually met the one from Entourage a long time ago, and he looked so young. I didn't even recognize him, but my roommate used to watch Entourage, and I went home one day and I was like, oh, that guy was at my work today, and he was like, really? I was like, yeah, he was cool, you know, he hung out like for 4 hours of the day. But anyways, it was really kind of funny. But that piano guy, the guy that was in the piano. So Knight of Wands and the Lovers and Five of Wands, she's gonna have a lot of suitors, like I said before, but she's not really interested in dating right now. I don't feel like. She's gonna raise her kids first, and then she's gonna do it. I think she has about 6-7 more years until she gets serious, completely serious, because she's focused on rebranding. So you're gonna see a lot of rebranding of Marquesa. I think she's going to move back to London. They are more forgiving than in terms of things like this. And with the Emperor, which is the card of Aries, she's being very strategic right now because she doesn't want her brand to fall. She's very focused on the money. A lot of Aries are money and fame, usually focus on that. So I clarified the Three of Swords, the Moon. Okay, so she's having difficulty moving past, I'm sure. I have a strong sense people have been denying wearing her clothes. It seems to me like the label is doing worse than she lets on. Even though she got this payout, her ultimate dream is to be one of the best designers, and I think that's why she fell into the trap of Harvey Weinstein, and he kind of like lured her in. We're all responsible for ourselves, but especially if nobody, you know, Hollywood is such an interesting place. Excuse me, such an interesting place, because like I always said, make it to that level. But when you start out, like I started out as a singer, people will make you do things but have it under the guise of, oh, other people who have made it do this. And if you don't have a strong moral compass, you will end up in situations like this. Like, you have to have an incredibly strong compass, or just end up leaving, which is what I did, because I was like, I am not into doing drugs, I'm not into partying, I just want to make music. And it's you can call it what you want. It is changing, but in the process of changing, revelations are being revealed about stories like this. So 10 of Swords and 7 of Swords, she's gonna have her guard up for a very long time. I would recommend therapy to her, healing, serious healing. I don't see any addiction she has. She's just very, I guess she has like PTSD, you know, and I know people get triggered by that word, but all it means is post-traumatic stress disorder. So you can have it from your childhood, you can have it from COVID, you can have it for something that was extremely traumatic for you that maybe somebody else didn't understand, you know. So I can sense she has some kind of trauma, and I understand totally why she would. So with 10 of Cups, if she heals this fulfillment and focuses on her business rebranding, great things are going to come of that. I definitely think she will move back to London. If she hasn't moved back already, I don't really like to do background research on people, that unless if it's their birthday. I don't really like to do background research on people because I feel like it taints my readings. When I'm talking to somebody and they tell me about themselves or the person I'm doing a reading on, that is helpful, but background like research isn't helpful at all. So that's why I don't like to do that kind of stuff. So let's see. Yeah, I see her kids going to boarding school, like one of those English schools, and her relying on her parents more during this time. Her kids won't really talk to their dad anymore. They're going to decide to kind of cut ties. I think the kids are going to be on the path. Let me not talk about their kids, I apologize. I'm trying to steer away from talking about kids, but they're going to be just fine, and I'm glad about that. So but the Emperor, Queen of Swords, she's very, very focused. Very focused. I wonder what her chart is. She's a very focused person. She can kind of detach herself from something and just go. So Knight of Coins and Three of Coins, new prospects coming, new money. It's going to take a while. I don't think it's been as, like I said before, as fruitful as did as well as before, but now it will. Seven of Coins. So she's going to do better than she did before. So hope you enjoyed that. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.